Have you ever wondered why some movie characters stay with us long after the credits roll? And why their words echo in our minds during life's most uncertain moments? In Kung Fu Panda, one character stands above the rest, and it's not because of his fighting skills, it's because of his wisdom. It's Master Oogway. And it's all because his teachings aren't just for Po, for Shifu, for Furious 5, they're for us too. His lessons go beyond Kung Fu. They offer a roadmap for us to navigate the chaos of our own lives. So, whether you're struggling with self-doubt, maybe chasing an impossible dream, or you're caught up in the illusion of control, his teachings have something profound to teach you. Here's the catch. These lessons aren't just handed to you. To truly unlock their power, you have to listen, you have to reflect, and you have to act. And by the end of this video, you'll see how his lessons can transform your life. So, take a breath and let go of what was and what will be, and join me as we uncover the timeless wisdom of Master Oogway. The first time we see Master Oogway is about 10 minutes into the movie. He summons Shifu and tells him Tai Lung will return. Shifu is surprised though.
That is impossible. He is in prison.
And he has been in prison for 20 years and will remain there, but little does he know, Master Oogway is right. And he told Shifu that in his first lesson.
Nothing is impossible.
Even when everything seems to be working against you, there's always room for things to get better. Or worse. We see that happening in Kung Fu Panda in many ways. One of the most obvious ones is within Tai Lung. Just place yourself in his shoes for a moment. You're adopted by Shifu, the senior master of the Jade Palace and trainer of many Kung Fu warriors such as the Furious 5. Your whole life, you're expected to become the Dragon Warrior. No one in the world could have better skills, better training, or better potential than you do. It's just impossible that you won't become the Dragon Warrior. Getting the Dragon Scroll is your birthright. And all that is ruined when the wise turtle Oogway shows up.
He wanted the Dragon Scroll, but Oogway saw darkness in his heart.
Enraged, you lay waste to the valley, but you're ultimately beaten by Master Oogway. And when you think it's impossible for things to get worse, it does. You're not only imprisoned, they construct a special prison for you, carved right out of a mountain. Every security measure is taken, only one way in and one way out, 1,000 guards, sentry towers, and a ceiling rigged with explosives. And that's not even all. But just like Oogway mentioned, nothing is impossible. So, what happens? You escape. Another example would be in the journey of Po, a big, fat panda, working in his dad's noodle shop, becoming a dragon warrior? Does that sound impossible to you? Certainly seems that way to me. I mean, think about it. When was the last time you thought of something as impossible? Maybe it was getting a good grade or asking your crush out. Did you take any steps to actually achieve that goal? Probably not. But what would happen if you actually thought it would be possible? Would you do something about it then? You probably would, or at least try. But that realization is worthless without Oogway's next lesson.
One often meets his destiny on the road he takes to avoid it.
This lesson is profound because it tells us that the path we think we're avoiding or rejecting often leads us directly to what we're meant to achieve. In Kung Fu Panda, this lesson is embodied in the journey of Po, the seemingly clumsy and unremarkable panda. Po dreams of becoming a Kung Fu master, but works in his father's noodle shop, never expecting that his destiny will involve the fate of the entire Valley of Peace. When Po is chosen as the Dragon Warrior, it's a moment that seems to defy all reason and logic. He wasn't training for this role. He had no idea he was meant to be a hero. So the lesson here is that destiny isn't just something that happens to us. It's something we stumble upon. Often through decisions we think are insignificant or paths we wish to avoid. But through everything happening, coincidence doesn't exist. Like Shifu and Oogway make clear.
Master, that panda is not the Dragon Warrior. He wasn't even meant to be here. It was an accident.
There are no accidents.
Po's journey to fulfilling his destiny wasn't straightforward. He resisted it, struggled with his own self-doubt, and even tried to give up. Yet it was precisely those struggles that made him who he was meant to become. Master Oogway knew that Poe's greatest strength wasn't in his traditional training, but in his heart and his uniqueness. And when Poe accepted his path, he realized that the very things he thought made him inadequate were what made him perfect for his destiny. I mean, think about it. When was the last time you thought of something as impossible? Maybe it was getting a good grade or asking your crush out. Did you take any steps to actually achieve that goal? Probably not. But what would happen if you actually thought it would be possible? Would you do something about it then? You probably would, or at least try. Think about your own life. How many times have you tried to avoid something only to find it coming back to you, demanding your attention? Whether it's an unexpected opportunity, a challenge, or a problem, you can't run away from them. Oogway's wisdom reminds us that resisting it doesn't keep it away. It just makes the journey longer. Sometimes the unexpected choices that we make is what bring us to where we truly belong. But you'll never be where you truly belong without a clear mind and a vision.
Your mind is like this water, my friend. When it is agitated, it becomes difficult to see.
Master Oogway's wisdom about the present moment is a powerful lesson about clarity and focus. When we're caught up in our worries about the past or anxieties about the future, our minds become as turbulent as a stormy sea, clouding our perception and preventing us from seeing what's right in front of us.
But if you allow it to settle, the answer becomes clear.
When we allow ourselves to calm down and focus on the present moment, we can find the clarity we need to make better choices and discover the answers we seek. This lesson resonates deeply in Poe's story. When Poe is first starting his journey as the Dragon Warrior, he's overwhelmed by self-doubt and pressure. He doesn't believe he's capable of living up to the title and feels constantly distracted by the expectations placed on him.
Any respect for who we are and what we do, you will be gone by morning.
This anxiety only adds more chaos to his mind and makes it difficult to learn and grow. But when Poe finally takes Oogway's advice to heart and learns to let go of his doubts and just be present, he starts to tap into his true potential. It's not about striving to be someone he's not or constantly comparing himself to other warriors around him. It's about embracing who he is in the moment and understanding that he doesn't need to be perfect to succeed. And all it takes is for him to get a cookie.
No, I mean, how did you get up there?
I don't know. I was getting a cookie.
When he's present and fully engaged, he finds that his movements are more clear, his decisions are sharper, and he begins to have more trust in himself. Oogway's lesson is not just about finding peace in chaos. It's about recognizing that sometimes the best way to move forward is to just take a pause, breathe, and, just let go of the noise that clouds our thoughts. And it's because the constant noise from our inner critics and the pressure of future success can blur our vision and create unnecessary stress. Meditation helps. When we allow ourselves to just settle, to focus on the present moment, we become more resilient, more creative, and more capable of facing whatever challenges come our way. Just like deciding on Kung Fu or making noodles.
Quit, don't quit. Noodles, don't noodles.
Master Oogway's words are cryptic, but carry profound meaning. He reminds us that we often get caught up in indecision and worry about the past or future. When Poe was unsure of himself and whether he should continue training, Oogway's simple phrase tells him that overthinking and dwelling on what was or what might be prevents him from fully embracing what is happening now.
You are too concerned with what was and what will be.
We often find ourselves worrying about past mistakes or fearing what lies ahead, but in doing so, we miss out on the power of the present moment. In Poe's case, it's his doubts and fears that almost held him back from achieving greatness. Oogway teaches him and us that these worries are distractions that only serve to cloud our purpose and keep us from taking action. And he doesn't just stop there.
There's a saying.
And the saying goes,
Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery,
And that leaves today?
but today is a gift. That is why it is called the present.
The only moment we truly have is now. Yeah, I know, it's easy to think that we'll have time later on to address challenges, to follow our dreams, to make some changes, but the reality is, the only thing we can control is today. When we live in the present, we can make the most out of each moment. We can learn from it and find the courage to take the next step. For Poe, it means not letting his past failures or fears about the future stop him from being the best he can be in the moment. But hey, don't get me wrong, living in the now doesn't mean ignoring responsibilities or not planning for the future. It just means approaching life with an awareness that the present moment is where true progress happens. Whether it's just overcoming a challenge, or just enjoying a small victory, or just being in the moment of peace, right? These are the building blocks of a fulfilling life. When we focus on the present, we find clarity, purpose, and the strength to embrace whatever comes next. And that, more than anything, is the power of now. And the only way to live in the present is in Oogway's next lesson.
The panda will never fulfill his destiny, nor you yours, until you let go of the illusion of control.
We all crave control. Over our lives, our future, and even the people around us. But Master Oogway teaches us that this desire is just an illusion. No matter how much we plan or how hard we try, life is unpredictable, and clinging too tightly to control can lead to frustration. In Kung Fu Panda, this lesson is most evident in Shifu's journey. As a master who thrives on precision and discipline, Shifu believes that the path to success is through meticulous control of himself, his students, and even fate. He trains the Furious Five with strict regimens and expects everything to unfold according to his carefully laid plans. But when Poe was chosen as the Dragon Warrior, everything Shifu thought he could control crumbles. He's forced to confront the reality that his methods, no matter how perfect, cannot dictate destiny.
Look at this tree, Shifu.
Oogway's analogy about the peach tree is another beautiful illustration of this lesson. He explains to Shifu that no matter how much effort he puts into trying to make an apple tree grow peaches or rush the seasons, nature will still take its course.
I cannot make it blossom when it suits me, nor make it bear fruit before its time.
Life unfolds as it's meant to, regardless of our attempts to force it into our preferred shape. This realization is key to Shifu's transformation. When he finally lets go of his need to control Poe's path and embraces the panda's unique qualities, he sees results he never thought possible. Poe doesn't thrive under rigid structure. He thrives when he's given the freedom to be himself, and that is through his love of food. Shifu surrendering to the flow of life allows Poe to discover his own strength and fulfill his destiny. This lesson challenges us to loosen our grip on control. And it's not about giving up or being passive, it's about recognizing that we can't predict every outcome or just force everything to go our way. If you let go of this illusion, you free yourself up. Honestly, no more unnecessary stress, and you just open yourself up to some more unexpected possibilities. When we abandon this need to control, we can just focus on what truly matters, and that is being present, adapting to any kind of change, and just trusting that a journey will take us where we're meant to go. And this isn't just a lesson in humility, this is about trust. Trust in ourselves, trust in others, and in the universe. But all Oogway's lessons are in vain without the final one of the first movie.
You must believe.
Belief is a cornerstone of Oogway's teachings, and this lesson is what ultimately changes Poe's life. At first, Poe's journey is defined by doubt. He doesn't believe he belongs among the Furious Five, let alone as the Dragon Warrior. He struggles to find confidence and feels out of place. But Oogway's message is simple yet profound. Belief is not about being perfect. It's about trusting in who you are and the path before you. Just like he tells Shifu when he mentions Tai Lung has broken out of prison.
That is bad news. If you do not believe that the Dragon Warrior can stop him.
So when Shifu tries to force Po into being what he expects, he misses the essence of Oogway's wisdom. Belief is about seeing the potential in yourself and others and nurturing it, rather than imposing your expectations. For Po, this means realizing that he doesn't have to be like the Furious Five to be great. His belief in himself is what allows him to step into his true potential.
But a peach cannot defeat Tai Lung.
It can, if you are willing to guide it, to believe in it.
Oogway's wisdom wasn't just in the words he said, but in the lessons he embodied. When Po finally stops worrying about fitting into a mold and starts embracing his own strength, he finds his true power. And Oogway knew that Po's greatest strength wasn't his martial skills, it was his heart and authenticity.
This lesson isn't just about believing you can achieve greatness. This lesson is about you believing in yourself, that you have what it takes to face challenges and grow. Whether it's mastering Kung Fu, whether it's just pursuing your passion, or, just navigating your life, belief in yourself is what turns doubt into action. When Po believed in himself, he didn't just defeat Tai Lung. He became the hero he was meant to be.
With these last words of wisdom, Oogway transcends in the first movie, only to return with one final lesson in Kung Fu Panda 3, which is ever more relevant today.
When will you realize the more you take, the less you have?
True fulfillment doesn't come from accumulating possessions or achievements, but from finding balance and contentment in what we already have. In the movie, Po finds himself surrounded by a community of pandas who welcome him with open arms, yet he still struggles with his desire for power and recognition. The lesson becomes even more powerful when we see the character of Kai, who embodies the extreme version of Oogway's teaching. Kai, a fearsome warrior, returns from the spirit realm determined to take the chi of every kung fu master he can find. His actions are fueled by an insatiable desire to collect power and become invincible. Yet in his pursuit, he loses his humanity and becomes more monstrous with each chi he steals. Kai's path is a stark warning of what happens when we take too much without understanding the consequences. It ultimately leaves him with nothing, right? No allies, no peace, and no real power. He may have collected the chi of masters, but in the process, he's consumed by it, losing any sense of purpose or connection. His ambition only isolates him and leads to his downfall. In Po's journey, he starts to realize that his pursuit of more, whether it's fame, recognition, or mastery over kung fu, only leaves him feeling empty and disconnected. He learns that true power and fulfillment doesn't come from taking or hoarding, but from sharing, giving, and valuing what we already possess. The pandas in Kung Fu Panda 3 teach Po that happiness comes from community, love, and gratitude, not from endless pursuit of more.
About material possession, this is the way we live our lives nowadays. It's about our mindset, in a world where, everybody tells us that you should strive for more success, more wealth, more power. Well, Oogway's words remind us that true contentment lies in simplicity and gratitude. When we focus on accumulating, we risk losing sight of what's truly important. Genuine connections, self-acceptance, and living in the present moment.
Because the more we take, the less we have. Not just in what we own, but in what we feel as well. When we pursue power or material gain at the expense of our values, relationships, and well-being, we find ourselves empty, just like Kai, despite having seemingly everything. Of course, Oogway's lessons aren't all expressed explicitly. There's also the hidden ones in his actions, his demeanor, and the way he views the world. These subtle insights often carry deeper meaning than the words themselves, challenging us to think beyond the obvious. One hidden lesson lies in his patience. Oogway never rushes, neither in his movements nor in his decisions. When Shifu is frantic about Tai Lung's potential return, Oogway remains calm. He understands that haste often leads to mistakes, and clarity comes from a steady mind. This hidden lesson invites us to slow down, observe, and act with intention rather than reaction. Another hidden gem is his humility. Despite his immense wisdom and influence, Oogway never imposes his will on others. He guides gently, allowing others to discover their own paths. This shows us that true leadership isn't about control or authority, but about empowering others to realize their potential. Finally, Oogway teaches us about the power of letting go. His serene acceptance of life's impermanence, seen in his peaceful transition at the peach tree, serves as a reminder that clinging too tightly to the past or future robs us of the beauty of the present. By embracing life's natural flow, we find freedom and peace. Master Oogway's teachings are timeless indeed. Not because they offer easy answers, but because they challenge us to look within ourselves. Whether it's learning to believe in the impossible, embracing our destiny, or letting go of the illusion of control, his lessons invite us to grow into the best versions of ourselves. Through his wisdom, Oogway has given us more than just guidance for post-journey. He's offered a blueprint for living a meaningful and fulfilled life. And so, as we reflect on Oogway's teachings, let's remember his most famous words.
Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift.
And it's true. The greatest gift we can give ourselves is to live fully in the now. So, which lessons did you catch from Oogway that weren't included in this video? I know there's a lot more, but these are the ones that stay with me till this day.
My time has come. You must continue your journey without me.